Alright guys, let's check out a watch that is going to be a Kickstarter launch soon. And this brand is called Wicked Watch Company. So let's get into the size of this and then we'll talk a little bit more about the story behind it, because there's a lot of different things done in this micro brand that not all micro brands are doing. So case size, we're going to call it a 40. I measured it at like 39.9, but it's a 40 mil by 45.75. So basically 46 lug to lug. You can see drilled lugs. This is a prototype. So on the prototype, he originally spec'd out screw spring bars here. So those are not going to be the case in the production model. They're actually going to be spring bars. So don't focus too much on that. There's going to be some differences in the production model versus this prototype, and I'll talk about those at the end. 13.5 thick, but that's including the double dome sapphire crystal. 22 millimeter lug width here, and a 7 millimeter crown. You can see it's signed and loomed. And lume is a big thing with this watch and this brand. There's been a lot of effort involved with both the quality, its origin, and its application when it comes to the lume on this watch. Now, it's a diver, right? It's called the Pearl Diver. In divers, we like to have amazing lume. Well, Pascal, the owner, who was born in Basel, Switzerland, is 29 years old, and he has made it a mission of his to produce an excellent bronze diver watch with phenomenal lume. And he's on his way. This isn't his first time with a Kickstarter. His first one, he didn't quite make his goal. So hopefully this time he can make his goal and he can get these watches made, because he's working pretty hard at it. So maybe this video will help him. We'll see. So there's two different variations you can get when it comes to the movement. You can get it with a Seiko NH35, or you can get it like this one, which has the STP-1-11. So it's a Swiss movement, an actual Swiss movement. If I had a choice, especially when I tell you the price difference, I would go with the STP, because the Kickstarter, he's anticipating his price points to hit early in, right? Okay, don't hold me to this. I'll put a link to the Kickstarter down below. But for the NH movement, he's going to be, this is US dollars, he's going to be like 225 for the NH. And then he's going to be like 335-ish with a conversion for the bronze, like this one, with the STP. I have no idea how he's hitting those price points. Obviously, a lot of the parts are coming from China, but like the dial and the lume and the movement in this case is all actually coming from Switzerland. So I had some back and forth with him, and we did talk about lume at great length. Not all lume is created equal. So, you know, even though places might talk about, I'm trying to grab this dial back here, about Swiss Luminova and all that stuff, well, it's not always the case. Its origin maybe is not from actual Switzerland. You can see on this one, if you can look past my fingers, look how high the lume is applied. And it's the process in which the lume is applied to these dials. These are crazy well done dials. The process to get this lume on here is called Lumecast. So it's lume that's in a powder form, and it's like baked on there or something. I don't know. I didn't do a ton of research on Lumecast, but looking at that dial, and then when I show you the lume that's on these, it's amazing. So we can do some close-ups of the watch, and I'll talk about some of the changes that are going to happen. So first off, let me see if I can grab a little pointer here or something. So one of the big changes in between the 0 and 15, he's going to put markers on here, and you can see this is actually all bronze. This is the CUSN 8 or whatever they call it. So there'll be markers along here. The hour hand is actually going to be a little bit shorter than it is here currently, so I think that'll be a nice change. And then the seconds hand is actually going to be a little bit longer and a little bit larger, whatever that means. I already talked about the spring bars are going to be actual spring bars. That's going to help change out because you have different strap options, and that'll be, you know, presented in the Kickstarter. But I think it's going to come with a leather, and then I don't know if it's going to come with the NATO or if it's going to come with this fitted like FKM type strap, or I'm not sure which one it's going to come with. I think I like the fitted one, but you guys know I'm not a NATO strap kind of guy. So what else? Oh, Another really cool thing, the default for the Lume is going to be the C3 Lume, but he's working on making it so you have an option to mix and match like BGW9 and C3. Like, so if you wanted to mix and match like the hands, the bezel, and the dial, then you can mix and match. So we'll see how that is done, if he can put that together or not. But I think that was a unique option. But check out that dial there. I don't know how they achieve that, but it definitely has that pearl look to it. So I'm not really sure how that's achieved, but that's really cool. All right, here's a look at the case profile. You can see the brushing on it's really good. He mentioned in his note that the brushing was going to be even further improved, but this one looks pretty good as it is. There's a look at the case back. So now if we check out the bezel action, should be 120 click, and it is a very nice bezel action. Nice resistance to it, so it just has its setback and then it locks in, but you have plenty of traction with that bronze bezel. So same goes for the crown as well. That one's, and it'll be double gaskets on there. He gave me like a huge list of all the things that is going into this watch, and I can't really cover all of them, guys, because I try to keep my videos a reasonable length. But even like the packaging and everything that's going to come in, it's going to be a nice not overly done, but it'll be a nice leather watch roll. Here is the watch on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Obviously it's going to look and wear great. It's a 40 by 46 basically. And then I think it's time to do the Lume. It's time to look at the Lume, guys. You can see there's even a taper. I think it's very important to put taper on any strap, especially when you have a 22mm lug width here. So these are, that's tapered and this is tapered, so that's important. All right, let's kill the lights and check the Lume. Oh, there's tools and stuff too that's going to come with it. That'll all be spelled out in the Kickstarter too. So he's got like these little toolkit stuff that should come with it. I think I showed some of it in the unboxing, but let's focus on the watch and the insane Lume, guys. I seriously did not know that. I guess maybe I should have known. I guess I was just maybe naive to it. Like where you get your Lume, how how it's applied. Like the way this one is applied makes it so it's more precise, longer lasting, and brighter. Is what you achieve when you use that process. But I mean, check out the Lume on this stuff. It is ridiculously good. So hopefully, if nothing else, he can get his Kickstarter going, and then maybe he can make some more divers in the future or whatever style watch and keep this process going, and then maybe encourage some other people to also use this process, because I am impressed. I would like to find out who else is using this. I think he gave me like a little list. Like there's some very high-end companies usually use this process, like IWC and stuff. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.